a bone to pick.
Then I'd rather be a bum than a motherfucking bum.
Oh yeah.
Bitch, where you and now.
Nobody asked, but here's my tier list of every song on Pimp A Butterfly. No, but seriously though, Pimp A Butterfly, album by Kendrick Lamar that dropped in 2015. Arguably one of the best albums, in the last 25 years? Some people might argue one of the best albums of all time. Pimp A Butterfly, obviously, like if you're watching this video, you've already listened to the album. It is such a dense album. It has so many layers and topics to it. It is beautiful. It combines every element of music together. It has some elements of jazz, some soul, some rap, some hip hop, some rock. It mixes every element of music together and it comes out so beautiful at the end. Personally, my experience with this album, I owe a lot to this album, honestly. Prior to Pimp A Butterfly, I never really paid too much attention to the album format of music. I would listen to albums, obviously, and I would listen to singles here and there, but you know, I never thought too much about it. But once I experienced Pimp A Butterfly and I realized how you can make everything tie into one another and how you can create a story and how you can tell something so beautiful, so dense, so complex, but so I don't know what the word is, but everything, it feels like reading a book or like watching a movie. I love this album so much. So yeah, once I listened to Pimp A Butterfly, I started to appreciate more the album format. And yeah, just from there on out, I can only listen to music in album format, and I've been chasing the feeling that Pimp A Butterfly has given me, because now I know what an album should feel like, it should sound like. So yeah, and also when I discovered Pimp A Butterfly and when I started to delve into all the topics that the album tackles, you know, I would go on YouTube and start to watch videos and watch think pieces and try to get everybody's opinion on this album. And I discovered reaction videos. I discovered a man named Big Quint. If you know the music reaction scene, you know who Big Quint is. He is the OG of music reactions, and I discovered his channel and I discovered what a reaction video is, and I loved it. It was so entertaining to me. It was so fun. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched his video, his reaction to the Pimp A Butterfly, it's an old video, but whatever. The man is touched. The man is all over the place. You know what I mean? So for me, when I watched that, I thought to myself, man, this is such an intimate and personal experience. And the fact that he caught that on tape and was able to share it with everybody, it was just so beautiful. And yeah, I just started to discover more reaction channels and think pieces and all of that, and the YouTube scene in regards to music. And yeah, like here I am today. So all in all, I owe a lot to Pimp A Butterfly as far as my enjoyment of music goes. And today we're gonna do a tier list of Pimp A Butterfly. I've done this little tier list with every song on the album. Obviously, like the categories are organized from best to worst. And yeah, instead of just writing best, good, and whatever, I just wrote the first bars of the poem that Kendrick recites on Pimp A Butterfly. That's pretty much it. And you know what? Let's make this video real short. Boom. It's just, at this point, I'm just wasting y'all's time. It is what it is at this point. I'm not gonna even front. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. No, but let's do this more seriously. Oh, god damn it. Oh, fuck. Oh, man, this joke sucks. I have to do this again. I have to create the tier list all over again. Stupid joke. But yeah, before we get into the tier list, if y'all don't mind subscribing to the channel so y'all get every video as soon as they drop, and I would really appreciate that if you could subscribe. Also, go ahead and comment on this video. What is your favorite song from Pimp A Butterfly? What is your tier list? Would you have done it differently than I am going to do? And yeah, let me know if there are other classic albums y'all want me to do the same thing to. Okay, now let's get into this list. This intro, you gotta be kidding me. When I get signed, homie, I'm acting fool. And then there's that Dr. Dre voice note. Oh my god, this intro, Wesley's Theory by Kendrick Lamar. I mean, do we put it in the category of best intros of all time? Beautiful. The song is so good. The little scratching of like vinyl at the start of it, so you know the album is a classic. The sample is exceptional. This is also the song where I discovered who Thundercat was. That bass line on Wesley's Theory is just perfect. Tangles with your spirit, with your soul. That bass line is so good. He's also present throughout the duration of the album. Kendrick here talks about a variety of topics, mostly money, fame, what he's gonna do with said money once he becomes famous. Uncle Sam, taxes, his career, everything. America, I don't. It's just, for an intro, you're like, my guy, you gotta slow down. You're giving me a migraine. Slow down. But it's just such a good intro to the album, so you know that this album is gonna get deep very quick. It talks about how the U.S. profits off of young artists, especially from young artists that come from like low income communities. And also Kendrick sings a bit on this song, which I appreciate. You could tell that he's been working on that since Good Kid, Mad City, his album that dropped before To Pimp A Butterfly, and the Dr. Dre voice note. I appreciate that a lot because I feel like it's very well placed. It reminds you who Kendrick is and where he's come from and who put him on the map. But also at the same time, when Dr. Dre says you gotta stay on top, it sort of gives Kendrick that freedom of like, okay, this man is his own artist now. Sure, he came from Dr. Dre, but right now, this is his platform. This is his stage, and he's gonna get it. Also, I just love those little screams, taxman coming, taxman coming, taxman coming. It just sets so much panic into the song, and it tells you that, yeah, we're gonna go for a ride throughout this album. Yeah, a lot of frenzy in this intro song. A little saxophone at the end so that it transitions into the next song. But yeah, if I have to put Wesley's Theory anywhere on the tier list, I think we're gonna put it category A. Obviously, like, I'm gonna be super hard on this album. Between its songs, I feel like even the worst song on this album is better than a lot of the best songs on various other albums. But yeah, you gotta differentiate certain songs from others. If a song falls into the lowest category, it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means like it's less good than all the others. That's basically it. And yeah, this is also my opinion. This is not a fact or an objective thing. It's just my preferences and my taste. That's about it. Next song is For Free.
Motherfucker, you a hoe ass nigga. This dick ain't free. You looking at me like it ain't a receipt, like I never made ends.
So yeah, on For Free, this man is in an argument. Let's just say it's a little less intense from We Cry Together from Mr. Morale. Let's just say that. But yeah, there's an argument and his partner is calling him out on all his bullshit, and he's clapping back, and he's upset, and he's spitting two things about this song. Obviously, it's like an interlude, but there are like two things I always remember from this song. Obviously, like the hook, "This dick ain't free," is super catchy, and at the time, like, it new and it's super charismatic, and a lot of people latched onto that and started using that expression also. Even Drake on that song with DJ Khaled interpolated that. Second thing is this man's flow on this song. He does not take a breath. He does not breathe. It's immaculate. It's inconceivable. Like, how do you do this? It's kind of an interlude type song. It does keep up the energy for the album. So yeah, for this For Free, I think we're gonna put it Sometimes I Did the Same, middle of the chart. I love it a lot, but again, we're comparing great songs to perfect songs. So yeah, some of these might fall a bit lower down the chart. King KUNTA is next. I got a bone to pick.
Then I'd rather be a bum than a motherfucking bum.
Oh yeah.
Bitch, where you and I was fucking.
One of the more commercial songs from the album that got a little more popular than the rest of the songs. It's very funky. It's very catchy. It's well constructed. You got the verses, you got the hooks. Very easy to appreciate the song. Inspiration from the song obviously being Kunta Kinte. I believe from the stories that I've read, is a person that was trying to escape slavery and suffer the consequences and got his legs cut off. And that is how Kendrick uses that message to his advantage on King KUNTA. Also, that sharing bars bar is unbelievable.
But most of y'all share bars like you got to buy the buck in a two-man sale.
So good. Also, there's that Michael Jackson reference, and Are You Okay? That will come back later, that Michael Jackson reference. He references Michael Jackson in the last song of the album. It's a great listen, and for me, the album being so conceptual and so dense, this was a song that made it easier for me to come back to the album, because like it's funky, it's groovy. It made it easier for me to make the effort to listen to the album again and dive into all the messages and everything, because this is a dense album. It's fun to have that fun relief, that those 3 minutes when you're like, oh, at least I can chill right now. At least I can take a breather from thinking too much. This is a good listen. And at the end of the song, we start off with that poetry. I remember you was conflicted, misusing your influence. That will be a recurring theme throughout the album. Also, King KUNTA Live is so fun. I've been to Kendrick twice, and it's a very fun song to be a part of. King KUNTA, I think we're gonna put it right below Wesley's Theory. Yeah, I'm comfortable with this. Yeah, I think King KUNTA is an excellent song, excellent standout track from the album, but I think it's a little below Wesley's Theory. Next song, I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing this. Institutionalized. First take. I'm so happy with myself. This part.
Life to me like a box of chocolate. Quid pro quo.
It's a very chill, relaxed song. It's a cool song. The image that I get every time I listen to the song is you chilling in a house, but not necessarily happy about that fact. You want to get out. You want to discover new stuff. You want to do different things with your life. It's a sad but chill song. I like it. I like the Snoop Dogg verse also, and the hook on it. They serve their purpose. They like remind you that you can chase better days. You can chase a better environment. Yeah, I feel like it paints the picture of Kendrick Lamar's childhood as a little confused kid back in, Compton, dreaming of better days. And I feel like that paints that picture very well. And Institutionalized, I think Institutionalized, will put it, sometimes I did the same. I think we'll put it in the same category as Here. It's a good song. Right, yeah, let's put it there. All right, next song is These Walls. I have a problem with the intro of this song. Why? This part's better.
Breaking more than a minute. The wall are vulnerable. Exclamation, interior pain.
I love the song, but I can't play it nowhere because the intro is just Anna Wise moaning. I think it's Anna Wise. Is it Anna Wise moaning? I don't know. But yeah, it's just a lot of moaning at the start. So you have to skip that, and it's weird. And if you put the song while you're taking a shower, you have to wait for the moaning to end. That's a weird sentence. I apologize. But I understand why he did it. It fits the topic. The topic of discussion is sex. What do you expect? So it does fit in. I love the song. I also love the live version that he did with the National Choir Orchestra Symphony. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, there's a live version there somewhere on the internet. Go watch that. It's just a fun performance. It's really good. Also, quick side note, shout out to all the live performances that Kendrick did prior and after the release of the album. All the performances that he did on Colbert, on Jimmy Fallon, on every one of them shows. So good. And also, I hate the Grammys. I hate y'all for so many reasons, but I especially hate y'all for making Kendrick's performance in the 2016 Grammys so hard to find. It doesn't exist anymore. I think he riled so many feathers with that performance that the Grammys decided, no, we will not have that video on the internet. It's just, I don't know why you want to delete that performance. It's such a good performance. So yeah, this song, These Walls, back to These Walls tackles obviously the topic of sex and how Kendrick is hooked and imprisoned and addicted. And what I realized is that this is wild, but on Mr. Morale, Kendrick's last album, Kendrick admits that he has a sex addiction. And on Damn, the album before that, there is a song called Lust. So this boy been trying to tell us all along that he has a problem with sex, and we've been just not listening. We just been saying to him, okay, we hear you, King, but can you please drop the intro to the All Right music video? But yeah, that's what we've been doing. But yeah, sorry, Kendrick. We tried our best. Also, just going back to These Walls, Bilal, I think he's that's an Arab name, so I'm gonna call him by the Arab pronunciation. Bilal is on the hook, and he is so good. A lot of jazz elements on the song. The keys are so beautiful. It sounds so good, but so sad at the same time. There are like also these little glittery, sparkly sounds on the hook. I think the instrument is called bar chimes. I don't know, but it sounds so beautiful. But at the same time, the topic is so sad because this man is hooked. He feels addicted. So we're gonna put These Walls. I love These Walls a lot. Yeah, even with the moaning, I'm gonna put These Walls at the top. At the top, yeah. I just hope by the end of this, I don't have everybody at the top. Next song. Do I play the song? Do I go through an existential crisis in front of y'all? Next song is called You.
Loving you is complicated. Loving you is complicated. God himself will say you fucking failed. You ain't tried.
This song, man, you don't even know what to say when you listen to this song. I feel like right now, this song has kind of become a meme at this point, but this doesn't take away from the fact that it describes so well what depression, what stress, what self-hate, what suicidal thoughts, what are these all these negative thoughts feel like. Oh man, it literally sounds like somebody at the bottom of a pit. You can never imagine a song sounding like this prior to listening to this. This man is yelling, he's slurring, he's drunk, he's crying, you can hear bottles clanking into one another. And the second half of the song, when he is crying, it will break your spirit. I don't care. I don't know who you are, but it will break your spirit. And I also believe that this song, prior to Pimp A Butterfly, Kendrick was perceived as a great rapper, a great MC, but I think this song cemented his place as a great artist. I think this is when people start to recognize his artistry. Yeah, I mean, you FaceTime the one time, that's unforgiven. Come on. And also, I also believe this is the best song that we have where Kendrick is singing / crying at the same time. We have a lot of them songs out there on the Dr. Dre album, on the Mona Lisa with Lil Wayne, but yeah. This is the best one when he's crying. Sorry, Kendrick. I'm sorry that we're profiting off your sadness, but it is what it is. And You, let me put this on the tier list. You is going up there with the best of them. Yeah. Next song is Alright. We gonna be alright.
Be alright.
And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut.
Boom with the bass down, skimming, and let me take. Loving me is complicated. Too afraid of my change.
Alright, produced by Pharrell Williams. A good song to put right after you've gone through all of that, all them emotions. It's good to have Alright just after that, so that you're reminded that things are gonna be alright. That even though you're going through it, even though you are human, that things are gonna be alright, even though things are tough. And the song also is not just positive. It says it. It says it. The world is tough. The world is unfair. The system sucks. But we gonna be all right. This song also has like its cultural influence as well. I believe it is sung a lot in protests in the U.S. and walks in the streets. So that illustrates its power and its influence. The music video, I think we all know it. Beautiful. So good. So yeah, all right. I think for everything that it accomplishes, being a commercial song, but also an influential song, and there is a lot of subject matter to be dissected in the song. It does everything. The beat is so good. It's catchy as hell. So yeah, I think it does its job and its purpose very well. So I'm gonna put it there. Next song is another interlude, which is For Sale. Getcha. Also, his voice on this is wild. Another interlude, jazzy song. He's playing with his voice again. And yeah, by the way, like Lucy is the name that comes up a lot in the album. I believe it is the name that Kendrick gave to the girl that has him hooked, and also short for Lucifer, so that she symbolizes all the evils. So Kendrick has some problems. The album, I don't even know what to say at this point. This album has so many layers. I don't know. Anytime you listen to it, depending on your mood, where you are in your life, you find something that you're able to latch onto. There's something new each time. There's something. I I don't know. I don't know. There's so many topics: love, life, racism, inequality, family, addiction, lust. Every listen is a new topic. You perceive the album differently, and it's unbelievable. But back to the topic at hand. For Sale. Sorry, boys. It's just it's still better than a lot of other songs on the market. But you know, on this album, I don't think it's the best one, is it? Mama is next. Waiting for you, waiting for you, waiting for you.
You admitted it once I submitted it, wrapped in plastic. For you my whole life, and appetite for the feeling I can barely describe. What inside me losing my mind? How you make me wanna jump.
The instrumental on this song is so wild and good. Somebody please tell Earl Sweatshirt to rap on this beat. It is so good. Yeah, on the song, he's talking about how he's always trying to satisfy his audience, trying to satisfy his family, his surroundings, and yeah, so that he can offer them new possibilities in life. And how when he chased that dream, and how when a new world was open to him, he was able to see the truth, and that it is what it is not, and the world works differently from what he imagined before. Leaving his community showed him other parts in life, positive and negative, and he wants to now take it back to where he came from with all the things that he has learned. And yeah, the outro, as I showed you, it is so fun. I love it. I wish it was an entire song, honestly. And the yelling at the end, at the very ending, is great. I just love that. So Mama, I think Mama will put it right here, right next to King KUNTA. I'm comfortable with that. Yeah, great song, great listen. One of the highlights. I think it's overlooked most of the times, but it does not disappoint anytime you listen to it again. Hood Politics, oh my god. This is the song where Kendrick spits his heart out. On the dead homies.
Done a deuce, ain't never coming back, my nigga. So you better go hard every time you round. Ain't nothing new but a fluid new Democrats and red blood against red state first aid.
Which one you governing?
They give us guns and drugs, no condom, they fuck with you.
Obama say what it do. So fun. Little hoes you went to school with. Boo boo. Great song. This man's flow on this song is nuts. There's a lot of layers on this song also. Talks about the impact of the hood in your community on you trying to make it out. What Kendrick is describing, I feel like he's getting out of the community. He's becoming more famous and more known. And now he's starting to feel like a big man. He's starting to feel like he's representing and like he's the chief of his community. And that sort of like it might entice you to stay in your community because you're treated like a king there. But at the end of the day, he's not particularly happy with how things are run in his community, and he compares it to how things operate on a governmental, political level. You can feel a lot of survivor's guilt on the song, and that's a reoccurring theme throughout his whole albums. I think Kendrick has a lot of survivor's guilt, at least that's what he portrays in his songs. The Democrats and Republicans bar is absolutely gold. And also thank you to Kendrick for shouting out Killer Mike, one of the best lyricists out there, very, very strong activist. And yeah, basically saying if y'all really were activists and really were for the cause, a guy like Killer Mike would be number one right now. But that's not the case, is it? So yeah, Hood Politics. Yeah. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. It's up there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, Hood Politics is up there. Next song is one of the more storytelling type tracks on this album. How Much a Dollar Cost?
The Minotaur, 2006, you didn't hear me. Indigenous African, the higher power, the choir that spoke the word, the Holy Spirit, the nerve, having a spot in heaven, embracing us. I am God.
Yeah, after all the survivor's guilt that Kendrick feels on the prior songs, he's now in South Africa. He's describing his adventures in South Africa, and yeah, he refuses to give money to a homeless person. And sorry if you haven't listened to this track before, but yeah, mini spoiler, he doesn't give the money to the homeless person, and the homeless person turns out to be God, and now Kendrick can get into heaven. That's a whole ass film in one song. That's a movie. That's not a song. I don't care what, I mean, books don't even describe stories this well. The writing on this is absolutely phenomenal. The more you think about it, Kendrick losing his place in heaven, what that represents is just, it's wild. And how it connects to the rest of the album, absolutely crazy. How Much a Dollar Cost is one of the again, the writing is absolutely phenomenal, don't get me wrong, but in terms of like replay value, I have a hard time like listening to again. I feel like it's Okay, I know what the finality of the song is. Absolutely phenomenal writing, but I think we're gonna put it here right below. It misses out just by this much, I think. Complexion, a Zulu love, and this features Rhapsody. This is the first time I discovered Rhapsody as well.
I'm with this.
Complexion.
Complexion don't mean a thing. For them busters ain't talking woo-ha. Need a paradox for the paradox they tutor.
Complexion, beautiful song, deals with the topic of self-love. It's more for the black community, to try to tell the people from the black community to love themselves, to love the color of their skin. And Kendrick, despite all his flaws and everything he's describing in the album and how he's feeling, he learns to love himself a bit more and love the people that look like him. And he's trying to install that in other people's spirits. It's a beautiful song. The message is so good. Rhapsody's verse on this is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so now Complexion. Where do we put Complexion, y'all? I think I'm gonna put Complexion here, right next to Institutionalized. I love it. Great song. But again, if somebody in the comments says I would have put Complexion at the top of the list, I would understand that. Honestly, I would understand that. But this is just in terms of my personal preference. That's about it. But Complexion, beautiful song, nevertheless. Next song. All right, next song. I'm gonna save y'all some time. The Black of the Berry. Boom. I don't even. Do I even have to? Come on. God damn. I love this song. I truly believe this can be Kendrick's best song ever. In my opinion, I feel like it has the case to be perceived as Kendrick's best song. The raw emotion and anger that this song has is so authentic. It can't be fake. You can't fake this shit. You can't duplicate this shit. I love this song so much. Complexion, the song right before, deals with the topic of self-love and loving the color of your skin so well, with a feeling of pride. This song tackles the same topic, but with a feeling of anger and angst and so much energy. Oh my God. But yeah, Kendrick, biggest hypocrite of 2015. Kendrick, again, he's very hard on himself, just like throughout the duration of the album. He's judging himself. He's hating himself because he thinks he's changed because he gotten big. But at the same time, since he is so hard on himself, he feels like he has to show the people in the mainstream and the public how it is to be a black person in America. Yeah, he's very contradictory, but it's very honest at the same time. It's okay to be contradictory in this type of scenario. I believe this is the song that ties the entire album together. I feel like this is the focal point of the entire record. Love it. I absolutely love also the African hook on this, so that, you know, since we're talking about issues of black people in America, it's only fitting that you put in some elements of African music on it. Last verse on this, when he just goes in saying like, y'all want me to be like Michael Jordan and like drink Kool-Aid and what, all those examples, is just an absolute 10 out of 10. I'm out of breath. There is no doubt in my mind The Black of the Berry is one of the best songs on this album. Now we can relax. Next song is You Ain't Gotta Lie, Mama Said.
Like those that entertain small talk, we know that it's all talk, we live in the laugh.
You ain't gotta lie, you ain't gotta lie. This part, this is so fun. Yeah, Kendrick is playing with his voice once again on this song. This, for me, anytime I listen to it, I feel like this feels like No Makeup from Section 80, one of Kendrick's earlier projects, but it feels like No Makeup, but more mature, more grown, and yeah, more honest also. And yeah, the message, beautiful, as always, as are all the messages from this entire album. Basically saying, you just be you, dog. You ain't gotta be nobody else. Where are we gonna put it? You Ain't Gotta Lie. I think we put it here, right? I think we're at the same level as these two. Obviously before this album, dropped in as a studio version, and this man did some crazy shenanigans when the album dropped. It's a live version. You got two versions on streaming platforms, the studio version and the live version. Well, basically the album version. Came back just to give y'all some game.
Illuminated by the hand of God, boy,
once you shine, everybody lack confident, everybody lack confident. Personally, I feel like the live version is so much better than the studio version. I also feel like this song ties into the song You so well. You know, since You talks about self-hate so much, this song is the other side of the coin, self-love. And it's good to have those two songs connected so that, you know, it reminds everybody, I feel like, that it's normal to be human. There are those times when you feel like you suck, but you have to love yourself at the end of the day. And yeah, at the time, Kendrick said this was his favorite song he had written because he wrote that song for people that are in prison, that are depressed. So, you know, again, the message, beautiful. And the song, like the live version, cuts off with a poem when Kendrick, you know, tries to separate a fight that broke out in his crowd, and tries to remind everybody, tries to tell people, love yourselves, love your brother, love your sister. I think we'll put it here, right? Let's put it there. And we've reached the final song of To Pimp A Butterfly, Moral Man.
You ask your friends, when shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? Jackie, is it Jesse? Oh, I know it's Michael Jackson. Oh, when shit hit the fan.
This bar is wild.
When shit hit still a fan. That nigga gave us Billie Jean. You say he touched those kids?
Wrong, why you still want to live?
And he got Pac
Why you still
on
wanna
the
shoot
song.
back?
You know how I said how I believe the song You showed how big of an artist Kendrick is? I feel like Moral Man shows how big of a genius Kendrick is. It ties everything together so well. It puts all the pieces together, but at the same time, leaves you hanging a bit so that you listen to the album again. The subject matter, so good, so interesting. It talks about his fears of being forgotten, people canceling him. Is the love that he gets, is it fake? It talks about how fame is fleeting and how he's never sure if his fans are going to be ride or dies. Are people going to turn on him as soon as like one news story breaks out? All it takes is one news story for Kendrick for his fans to take on for his fans to turn on him, and then he wildly brings out and he wildly brings up the example of Michael Jackson. That man gave us Billie Jean, and you say he touched them kids. The first third of the song, it's a 12-minute track, y'all. The first third is a song. Second third is the poem that Kendrick's been reciting throughout the album. Now we finish it, we see what the poem is all about, and it ties the entire album together and all the themes that have been discussed in the album. And then the final third, it turns out that Kendrick's been reciting this poem to Tupac. He's been reciting this poem to Tupac, Kendrick's idol that he's revered his entire life. So yeah, with Tupac, Kendrick basically goes over the same topics he's been going over on his own throughout the album. Money, fame, greed, society, politics, the community, everything. I think like they use an old Tupac interview that he gave to the German publication, and yeah, they just, you know, messed around with it, and it felt like an interview between Kendrick and Tupac. And also, I think a lot of people know this, To Pimp A Butterfly, the name was supposed to be To Pimp A Caterpillar, so that it spells out Tupac and not TPAB, but they changed it because it would leave the focus out of Kendrick and people would start comparing him to Tupac more, and it would shed light on another place other than, you know, how good the album is. People will talk about Tupac rather than how good the album actually is. And yeah, speaking of the title, Kendrick explains on this song why and what does To Pimp A Butterfly mean, and basically it's the process. You have to listen to the song to make your own opinion about it and what the title means. But I feel like it means how and why being a caterpillar might actually be more beautiful and better than being a butterfly, because you're working on yourself, you're working on your surroundings, you're working on developing yourself. Yeah, I don't know. Kendrick explains it better. Go listen to him. He can explain it much better than I ever could. Either way, one of the greatest outro songs of all time. I feel like we'll put it here. That's our tier list, guys. Damn. I'm going over it again in my head. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this tier list? What do you guys favorite song off To Pimp A Butterfly? Yeah, sorry guys. Storage ran out on my phone and it's crashed. But anyway, that was the video. This is the tier list. I was about to say either way, like, please don't forget to comment what your favorite song of To Pimp A Butterfly is. Let me know. Let's get the discussions rolling in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that a lot. And yeah, have a great day and see you.